Well, good morning, folks. It's been a long time since we last made a video, but winter seems to have finally broken. And today we're doing the Highway 1A ride from Banff to Johnston Canyon. It's closed during the month of May, and it's exclusively closed for access for cyclists. It opens up to normal vehicle traffic from June. It's well worth the cycle, so we'll do it for you this morning. The parking's changed somewhat. We park at the Banff railway station, and they seem to have moved it to a free section. It seems decent. Anyway, we will document the early part of the ride and a couple of the highlights along the way. I'm glad to be back and making some videos. Let's just wait for the traffic here. There we go. We're going to cross over the railway line. The first feature you pass is the Banff sign, where a lot of people like to take photographs. There'll be a link to a map in the description that you can use to help you along the way. The road takes you along past Vermilion lakes, which is one of the iconic sites in Banff. I'll just do a quick little spin here, and you can see it on the camera. As you can see, look at Mount Rundle. It's great for sunrises. It's a little windy and chilly today. Hopefully we can stop and get some decent photographs. Just stop here. Another site. This landscape around here is really quite spectacular. It's well worth the cycle. It can be chilly and the weather can change, so it's always advisable to bring extra layers and carry it with you, either in a pannier or a backpack. It's about 25 kilometers one way, 50 kilometers out and return. And there's some steep uphills. You can rent e-bikes in Banff if you like, or you can use your own bicycle or e-bike. Time to get a photo. At the end of Vermilion Road, we go off onto a bike path, as you can see here. And then you just stay on this path until you get onto Highway 1A. Of course, This is bear country, so make sure you bring your bear spray. And remember to close the gates behind you to keep the wildlife inside so it doesn't wander onto the motorway. Let's see if we can do this. Yeah, I'm going to put it towards me. There we go. Sometimes it's a little challenging for one person. Luckily that one closed by itself. Makes life a little easier. And there we go. Back on the road again. There's only 2 gates. So once you're through the second gate, you know you're on the right track. And then you just follow the road. And as you can see here, we come up to the second gate. I was going to take a shortcut because you can shortcut around it, but that would confuse everybody. So let's just do it the way it's intended. We just follow the road from here. Yeah, it was a long, drawn-out winter. Luckily, I went on an African safari, which made it shorter. But I have been missing the bike, that's for sure, because I put on weight, which is the next video I'm going to make. How effective is it to lose weight using an e-bike? We'll see. It's going to be a grand experiment. As I say, the road is closed for May for vehicle traffic, motor vehicles. But you should still be aware that park personnel do drive up and down the road. So despite you having the road to yourself, continue to be aware that you might have the occasional vehicle on the road with you. And of course, remember to charge a full battery because of the uphills. There are some steep uphills which will drain a battery quite rapidly. I'm usually quite conservative in my battery usage. As you can see, I'm only on pass 1. To reaching a bit of a pass 2 zone now, maybe even more. We're on a slow, steady incline. It definitely gives your legs and your cardiovascular a bit of a workout. That's for sure. Which is the whole point, I guess. Otherwise, why bother? It's probably a good idea to keep scanning left and right just to look for wildlife. We're flattening out now. We have one of those uphills coming up now. The road splits every now and then. This is the first one. But the signage, as you can see, is very good. Yeah, I think I'm down to 3rd gear, past 3. That's okay, we've got plenty of oomph left with past 4 and 5. There we go, flattens out. Not too bad. The last hill has got a long downhill. Well, you can get speeds of up to about 70 kilometers per hour. You have to be careful. Later in the month of May, you must bear in mind that it gets really busy. I know right now I'm the only bike on the road, but it is only the 3rd of May. I mean, look at these vistas. These mountains, the landscapes, it's all just quite stunning. Just to show you in case you missed the first one, there's a section of road here where you've got these salamanders that are crossing. Perhaps it's seasonal, I'm not sure. So keep your eyes peeled. I did see one and stopped and took a photograph, which I'll include in the video for you. A lot of American robins, the little bird. You know, it's just like when you're in the bush in Africa. It's the same in Canada. It's so peaceful. You can't help but take a deep breath and sigh. It's good for your health, I'm sure. So don't rush it. You know, take your time. Enjoy the sights, the sounds, the smells. It's all wonderful. That mountain ahead of us is Castle Mountain. What? Just swallowed a bug. But Castle Mountain is also iconic, great for sunsets if you're a photographer. Maybe I should keep my mouth closed a little longer. There you go, you can see Castle Mountain again, briefly until it gets hidden behind the trees. There's a lot of lookout points, information boards, toilets. Of course, come prepared, bring water, a snack. And let me reiterate, it is in total 50 kilometers and it's an out and return. You cannot use a throttle, so if you have one, stay off it or disengage the throttle. Now we're going through the final uphill and then it's down to Johnston Canyon. Let's turn the power back on. Really is nicely signposted. Roads are nice and clean. Infrastructure is great. As you can see here, the gradient starts to get steep. We're in 3 and 3. Yeah, now past 4. Second gear. Past 5. Gives me a nice kick back to 4. An 80-pound bike, plus with me on top of it. I'd be there all day. The normal bike. E-bikes are amazing. They've opened up opportunities for so many people. I think we're about to reach the long downhill. And turn the power off. We just freewheel it. Castle Mountain ahead of us, just before we reach Johnston Canyon. Hopefully you'll get a good view of Castle Mountain now. It's a side view, but it is a spectacular mountain. There we go. And just ahead of us, Johnston Canyon, where I'll do a U-turn and then slowly work my way back along the road we just came. That's it, folks. You reach this dead end, which is the end of the ride, and then you do a U-turn. What I usually do is go to one of the picnic spots, have my coffee and a snack before I do the rest of the return home. There's no point me recording it both ways for you, but I hope you enjoyed the video. There will be a link to a map which you can use with Komoot. There will be a link in the description. If you enjoyed the content, please come back for more. Thank you and see you again next time.